I was born with a heart murmur, and the doctors assumed that it would close the older I got. And that made me become more aware of, the issues with heart disease. So I wanted to do something to make people more aware.
Kim had chosen to put on an American Heart Association fundraiser, and we were going to do a Zumba fitness party.
There was probably 100 or so people here. We went on stage and did a warm-up. I came off the stage. I was talking to two of my friends, Jamie and Natalie, and they said all of a sudden I just kind of stuck my hands out. I said, whoa, and I fell over.
So initially I just thought that she had fainted, and so I ran over to her, and when I got to her I realized she was having a seizure. So I turned around and started yelling to get Katie.
I knew she didn't have a seizure history, and I automatically thought this could be her heart. We called 911, and I just happened to have my hand over the top of her wrist, and I could feel her pulse, and as we stood back, it wasn't there anymore.
I see my daughter just laying out, no breathing, eyes open, and she was gone. The only thing I could say was, not this way, not now, Lord, take me instead.
And I asked him just to let me help her for just a little bit longer, and it would be fine.
The place just went completely dead silent except for hearing chest compressions going on and people, begging, Kim, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We kept going until the police arrived with the AED.
The defibrillator, it calls out orders, and when it said shock advised, it was just like my heart dropped.
Clear, first shock, flatline. Then he said, well, let me try again. Cleared, shock, got a slight pulse.
And very quickly thereafter, the EMTs were there. They were on her fast.
All of us was just totally caught off guard. It was just something that I would not wish on any father.
And at that point, all we could do was just pray.
And I was able to see over my shoulder that in the back of the studio, there stood the 100 other people, hand in hand, praying for us.
The big question that the hospital had, and even the EMTs had, was when did they start CPR? Because it was telling us that if she had cardiac arrest, and the length of time between the cardiac arrest, the advent of it, and CPR determines how serious the illness is and whether or not you can recover.
It does more than keep somebody alive. It keeps somebody as themselves. It keeps them from being neurologically devastated, having other medical issues, having other complications that were a result of that event because they had got CPR quickly, adequately, and in time.
I think we're all very, very glad that if it had to happen, that it did happen in a room full of people who knew exactly what to do.
I had a life-changing event at the same time Kim did. It is more than just a life-saving skill. It's absolutely priceless.
If Katie and Catherine hadn't been here and started CPR when they did, all of the doctors said that I wouldn't be here. I feel like if I can touch one person and make one person more aware, and that person goes to their cardiologist and gets checked out and they're saved or their life becomes better because of that, then I've done something good. They're amazing. And I appreciate every single one of them.